All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm still here in Los Angeles. I'm right now sitting at a table outside one of the hottest burger restaurants in Los Angeles. And I was fortunate enough to run into somebody that I know from my past here. Do you want to say hi? How you doing? It's me. You remember me? It's Muskie Phillip. For your listeners, they might remember me from my ventures, the Gopher Shack that was my pride and joy for many years. Then I was with the Save the Buzzards Foundation. We did some great work there, and now I find myself in Tinseltown, trying to make it big. Yeah. I actually ran into Muskie Phillip outside of the San Fernando Alien Con. He was manning a cart where he was serving some kind of dark, extremely greasy meat to the patrons there, who seemed to be loving it despite its foul smell. But we got to talking, and he told me that he's actually trying to become a food content creator, and I thought that was fantastic. Yeah, and Spiffy, what you were actually smelling was my proprietary blend of sea snake meat and some kind of North American deer or moose. I'm not sure what it was, but I found it, I ground it, and I served it to my customers so they can pound it. Okay, yeah, not sure about the wording there, but basically Muskie Phillip expressed to me an interest in pivoting away from making food and pursuing a career in creating content about food. And, I have my own content kind of expertise that I thought that I could share with Muskie Phillip, kind of going with this whole, trying to be a better person, trying to use the podcast for good kind of thing. And so I thought that maybe we could do a burger review together and I could give him tips along the way. Yeah, Spiffy, and I'm real excited to do this with you, but I have some fears and some worries going into this experience. Yeah, sure. That's what this is all about. Well, I'm just worried that the burger is not going to be greasy enough for me, nor will it contain enough fiber to sustain my frame. Okay, yeah, well, that's kind of the thing, is that you try the food and then you tell the audience what you think of it. So if it was, lacking in those things, you could just tell that to the audience, and that's part of the review. That's the content. But I'm trying to gain 35 pounds of lean grease muscle in the next 2 to 6 months so I can fight my stepson's principal. Okay, why do you want to do that? I just think if I had 35 pounds of extra lean grease muscle, I could pummel the fucker. Oh, okay, well, why do you want to fight your stepson's principal? Oh, well, because they got him teaching some curriculum talking about that grease is not good for you, and the more grease you have, the less stronger you get, when in reality, the opposite is true. Okay, well, why don't you start by telling your viewers where we are, what we're doing. That's usually a good way to kind of start these reviews. All right, we're here. We're sitting outside at one of the tables at Delirious Burger. This is a burger restaurant that is famous in Los Angeles. You've probably seen it all over your For You page. And they've supposedly got one of the best burgers in LA, but I think it's a crock. I think it's a complete crock. Okay, well, why do you think that? Because from the videos I've been seeing, they serve purely beef burgers. Some double stack, some single stack with some cheese on it. If you want a real healthy burger that's going to help you with your goals, maybe you don't want to fight your stepson's principal. Maybe you want to do something else. Lift up a barrel over your head. I don't know. You got to eat some meat with some scales on it. Okay. Well, usually it's not best to kind of go in with like preconceived notions, but I guess it maybe creates kind of a story. So I guess we can work with that. No, I know what you're thinking, and I'm not telling stories. I'm not telling tales out of school here. It is scientifically proven by my nephew that if you eat a beast with scales or feathers in what you're actually eating, in the meat, you will become so much stronger and have powers. My nephew could do things I never even thought were possible. Okay, well, I mean, he can. We're sitting there watching TV. He can change the channel without even getting up. He just uses some kind of stick he found, like a remote. What do you mean remote? Are you talking about when Jay Leno goes and interviews people on the street? No, I mean, I think those segments are called remotes, but I'm talking about like a remote control. No, my nephew doesn't control what goes on the TV. If he could, he'd have Oprah fight the Wiggles. No, but what I'm saying is, look, I'm not saying I support him. I think there's something wrong with the kid. Maybe, and I'm just kind of spitballing here. Maybe it's because he eats lots of foods with scales and feathers in them.
You would say some shit like that about my nephew?
No, I'm just no, I don't know. Because you will not be talking like that when I gain this grease muscle that I am after. Okay, let's just put it behind us. We're here at Delirious Burger. We're excited to be here. We're gonna try these burgers that everyone's talking about. Let's focus on that. Okay, well, where is our waiter? I mean, that's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, we're sitting around here. We're sitting around here waiting. The two of us sitting around here just waiting. I guess that's why they call it a waiter. Okay, that's a good one. Damn right it is. Now smell this parcel of meat I got in my pocket.
What? That's Komodo dragon jerky.
Oh, okay. I see our waitress. Hi. Yes, we are ready to order.